rainy, gray, perfect fall day up here in the mountains of northern Pennsylvania. Hope everybody's doing well. Not that long until Thanksgiving. Apologize for the long gap in reaching out on video. Just have been racing up and down the road and busy with a lot of other things. So first, before I get into kind of the meat of what I want to talk to you about today, let's just put in a plug for the apparel up on our website now, PennsylvaniaPatriotCoalition.com, PennsylvaniaPatriotCoalition.com. Go there, you'll find a tab for shopping, and you can order sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats online. Great quality stuff. I have purchased all three. All of them came very quickly. We will be adding additional merchandise. This is just the first few offerings out of the block. So I encourage everybody to go and order those. And I'm sure they would make great Christmas presents for all the Patriots in your family. So let's jump into the meat. There are a couple of things I really wanted to flag your attention. First of all, Audit the Vote, Tony Shoup and Audit the Vote and the Pennsylvania Patriot Coalition, of which Tony is also the vice president, are cooperating on a new initiative. And basically the thrust of it is this. We're getting ready, we're sliding ever faster into the next presidential election cycle. And Harrisburg, are painfully aware, has done effectively nothing to fix our elections since 2020, despite a lot of verbiage and hot air. And of course, we're all still waiting with bated breath for the results of Chris Dush's investigation of the 2020 election, which I'm sure he's going to, I'm sure results will be forthcoming any moment now. Anyway, in the meantime, while Harrisburg is doing nothing, certainly nothing beneficial, this initiative between Audit the Vote and Pennsylvania Patriot Coalition focuses on three things that we assess can all be done at the county level that will make a huge difference in terms of the 2024 election. Obviously, there's a lot of offices up, but number one concern would be the presidential election, obviously. So the first of these three things that can be done at the county level would be to guarantee that there are no drop boxes in any county, in any jurisdiction in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Drop boxes were, of course, not in Act 77. They were winked into existence by the Supreme Court, and there's nothing in the law that says counties have to have them. In fact, quite a few counties do not have them. But we still have jurisdictions out there with very, very large numbers of drop boxes. And if we can crack the code and focus on that and get the counties to get rid of drop boxes right there, it goes to the heart of what was discussed in 2000 Mules, this business of just sort of producing large numbers of votes, buying votes, harvesting votes, and then delivering them in tranches of hundreds at a time. Okay? So first thing that we're focused on in this push, no drop boxes anywhere in the Commonwealth. Second, counting all votes locally at the precinct level. For those of you who are not aware, mail-in votes bypass the whole system that we're all used to. You vote at the precinct, the votes are counted at the precinct, then they move up being compiled and tabulated at every level until they eventually go to Harrisburg. Okay, mail-in votes don't work that way. Mail-in votes bypass the precinct completely. They basically go behind a curtain where they are counted, and all of the measures in place to guarantee visibility into the county at the precinct level obviously don't apply. It's a whole huge swath of votes, immense number of votes, and there's basically no visibility into how to count. So the second big pillar, if you will, of this initiative with Audit the Vote is get the counties to count all the votes locally, make those mail-in votes be returned. And it is our assessment that the counties have the authority to do that. And the third and final pillar, if you will, would be for the 2024 presidential election, we're going to hand count all the votes. No electronic voting machine tabulation. What will count will be the hand count. Again, our assessment. Counties have the authority to do this. They have control. The state cannot stop the counties from doing this. Okay. So we need all hands on deck, obviously, to do this. First step, reach out to Audit the Vote, because in terms of contact and organization and so forth for this joint initiative, this is being run through Audit the Vote. Okay, in cooperation with the coalition, but if you're looking to access the information on this initiative, I want you to go to auditthevotepa.com. Audit the Vote, spelled out, PA. That's all lowercase.com. Auditthevotepa.com. If you go to the website, what you're going to see when you access the website now is we exposed the fraud, nothing was done. What now? And then right below that, a big red button for the simple-minded like me, where you click and it takes you directly into the information on this initiative, what it's all about, and it lets you register. We're looking to get people signed up to work this, to be involved with this. So go to auditthevotepa.com. You can obviously reach out to the coalition as well. You can reach out directly to me. Sign up on the auditthevotepa.com website and then do whatever else you want to do. We need everybody involved, folks. This is all meaningful. This is all concrete. We need to be working on this statewide. We're going to get rid of these drop boxes. We're going to make sure all of our votes are counted down at the precinct level, where we can make an impact on guaranteeing the process is fair, and we're going to get a hand count of the presidential vote. Thematics and language and tone are critical, okay? So the way we suggest you message this is, listen, this isn't partisan. This isn't a Democrat thing. This isn't a Republican thing. This is about trust and faith in the results of elections. And polling has shown conclusively, all across the political spectrum, a huge proportion of Americans, way over a majority, don't believe in the results of elections anymore. They have doubts. They do not trust the process. That is as true for Democrats as it is for Republicans. Okay? So that's the way to message this. You're talking to anybody, anywhere in the political spectrum. Listen, man, all we're talking about is transparency and visibility. So when there's an electoral result, we don't continue to have this crisis of confidence that eats away at the system. Okay? That's what we're talking about. It's really, really hard for anybody, anywhere in the political spectrum to argue with that, right? To say, nah, I'm not for that. I want elections to be considered to be illegitimate. That's the message. That's the tone. What we're looking for is to put in place measures so when we're all done, whoever wins, when the dust settles, we can all trust the result. That's what this is all about. Okay. Second thing, real quickly. We have been fighting, and Phoenicia Redmond has been at the tip of the spear on this, against pornography in schools, pornography in school libraries, just generally inappropriate, age-inappropriate content in school libraries. That fight is now broadened to a fight with county libraries all across the state. And nobody is talking about book banning here. Nobody's talking about book burning here. Nobody's talking about stopping adults from accessing material. Again, tone and messaging are critical, right? What we're talking about is this, the cutting parents out of the loop, basically preventing from parents from knowing what their children are reading and thereby controlling what their children are reading. So when you got adult comic books like Genderqueer with full page cartoon images of sex acts and graphic descriptions of that, and that is just one of many, many examples, folks. You shouldn't be handing that book to little Johnny, who's 10 years old. And most certainly, you shouldn't be doing it without my knowledge as his dad, his mom's knowledge, whatever. That's what the issue is here. Again, the messaging is critical. Nobody's talking about saying you can't publish Genderqueer or adults can't read it. I have no idea why you want to read it, but assuming you do, what we're talking about is libraries, and increasingly this is not just school libraries, handing this stuff to kids and then maintaining the records completely confidential. In other words, literally what we have are libraries that will hand minor children material that is clearly age inappropriate and probably pornographic and therefore criminal, in other words, obscene, handing this to the kids. And then if you even want to ask the library what's little Johnny checking out, they will literally tell you his records are confidential and they're sealed, and even you as a parent have to go get a court order to know what we're handing to little Johnny. Not making that up. It's happening all across the state. We are fighting it up in Northeast Pennsylvania where I live. People are fighting it all over the state. I would encourage you to look really, really hard at this issue. And again, I just can't emphasize this enough. Messaging is absolutely critical, right? Absolutely, absolutely critical. This is not book burning. This is not banning books. I mean, nobody's going to make you buy the book or read the book or whatever. The point is, this is about minor children and parents and parental rights and stopping libraries from bypassing all of that and pumping stuff into your kid's brain that you don't think they're ready for, or maybe don't think they should ever be ready for. Keep in mind that the American Library Association is run now by a lady named Emily Drabinski. She is a self-professed queer Marxist. That is her verbiage, not mine. Critical element there is that she believes, and she says this out loud about every 5 minutes, every chance anytime anybody turns on a camera and points at Emily Drabinski, she says that she is a socialist. She wants to make socialist change. She wants to overthrow the existing political, economic, and social order. And libraries and schools should be critical elements in making that change. So she ain't shy about telling you that her intention is to use libraries to grab a hold of your kid's brain and shape how they think and therefore how they get in the fight. Last plug. Buy sweatshirts, buy t-shirts, buy hats. All the profits go to support the Pennsylvania Patriot Coalition and help us continue to do the work we're doing. Okay, I'd love to keep talking, but I got to go watch football, man. You guys take care.